Hi Virgo, welcome to the new moon solar eclipse in Libra for October 2nd, 2024. New moons bring in new cycles. The solar eclipse can last up until 6 months. I understand that the impact should be about 3.5, a heavy impact of this solar eclipse for about 3.5 months. And the direction that your reading is going in is number 5, events, and that is travel. 5 is change. 5 is the roller coaster ride. And it's a bit of an unstable number, which pushes us to find harmony, to create that change, right? It gives us an instability. But this is a card of moving. It did come out reversed, however. So I'm just going to have a quick look at what the book says. I don't memorize these cards. You may want to get away. Perhaps you've been a little short on money or vacation days. If that's the case, this card is telling you to prioritize setting aside some money and being more conscious of your time. With patience, you can still make the pleasant vacation a reality. This could also be some frustration around buying or selling a house or finding the right apartment to rent. This may be a logistical block, like your local or personal economy, which you may just have to wait it out. Make your plans, but be patient is the meaning of this card. Okay, so that's pretty specific. I don't think all Virgos are moving, selling, or traveling, so we'll kind of keep that light. So let's see what the cards have to say for you. That'll be a little broader and more general. And I think this can be more than that. I think it can be then anything moving spaces, moving rooms around, moving furniture, moving office space. You may have to travel a lot for work, that kind of thing. We'll try and generalize it a little bit more. The first set of cards is where you find yourself at the time of the new moon. And if you are consciously or actively beginning something new, you'll find that information here. The second set is you, what you're thinking, what you're doing, how you're feeling, mostly in regards to the situation. But there are times when, let me just readjust. There are times when there's just a lot of different things going on and there's no real line happening. And this kind of feels like a very vague, especially with that beginning card, kind of a vague general line here, line of reasoning. All right. The last one is, last set of cards is probable outcome, probable because, okay. Probable because some things we can change, some things we are meant to experience, always for our growth, though it may not seem like it at the time. Let's have a look here. You have 2 difficult major arcana, so there can be a lot going on an internal level that can be frustrating. Otherwise, you have a pretty, yeah, you have one of everything. All right, let's have a look at the moon and the Ace of Cups, which is where you find yourself at the time of the new moon. This is probably going to affect you quite a bit because you have the moon card here. And it could make you a bit emotional. I would also suggest that you drink plenty of water during this period. It can be really cleansing, drinking purified water. Emotions definitely come up here, and these can be things that are very deep subconscious fears that sort of rise up. You may or may not be conscious of it, but it is a good time to kind of release anything here with that Ace of Cups. You could be very intuitive and psychic, or, have the feels. Um, but the moon is your subconscious. And that's why I don't give the subconscious to the high priestess. I think it's your supraconscious. But the moon is definitely your subconscious. So I think there are going to be some fears that we're going to have to face here during this period. There can be things that are not quite seeing clearly, and it's a good idea to use your intuition, because I think your logic is going to be blocked a little bit here. You can still have that practicality, Virgo, that you're so famous for, that very grounded, down to earth energy. And I could see you very focused, highly focused with that Eight of Wands there. But that Ace of Cups is really a new emotional beginning. And maybe in regards to things that you are afraid of, or I'm going to pull another one. Let's see what's going on here. The Ace of Cups is my summer timing card. So there may be something in the future. So perhaps you want to travel. If this is the travel card that we're dealing with here, maybe there were some fears, or something that was unclear in regards to travel plans, and maybe you had to postpone it until the summertime, or we're rethinking it and maybe having the idea that summer might be a better time for travel, which is, most often the case for people, but everybody travels all the time. You have the Seven of Wands with that, so that is kind of a very competitive energy. And it doesn't have to be people competing, it can just be situations and finances and weather, things like that can kind of keep you from going to the places that you wanted to go. But the Ace of Cups is a very emotional, it's a new emotional beginning. It can be in love, right? But it can also just, you can be emotional about anything. It's also inspired energy, and so perhaps if things were not clear where travel was concerned, or moving, or that sort of thing, summer is going to be better timing for you. The number 7 is about ethics, and it is having faith in what can't be seen but nevertheless exists. And so in this card, it offers you the opportunity to keep your thoughts and actions and deeds on the high road, and that will help you to push through any of these competitive energies that are surrounding you, and perhaps keeping you from, traveling, moving. Maybe it's just stuck energy. It could be anything that isn't moving, or anything that's stagnant. But 5 does bring change. And you do push through, because you have the 8 here. You have the logical next step. I do feel like maybe there'll be some inspired information, or something like that helps you to, like new inspiration, new ideas that helps you to move forward. So what the King of Pentacles does is he's highly focused on getting the job done. He's the master of his material world. And so the card did mention something about finances or the economy. And this would be like putting away small amounts of money to make that trip, or the move, or whatever. So he makes small changes to create large ones. And I think that's probably what's going to happen here. And especially with that 7 of Wands, that would be the ethical way to do it, right? And having faith that you have that ability to do it by summer, possibly. And when you do this, everything moves quite swiftly. You have the 8 of Wands there, which is Mercury and Sagittarius. Mercury being quick and communication, travel, right? Mercury. And Sagittarius is expansive energy. It's highly philosophical, so that Seven of Wands kind of makes sense there for me. Things may still be up in the air with that Eight of Wands, but they are moving in the right direction. Yep, really nice. Ace, the Magician. That's going to tell me that you are, again, there's more focus there. And it's your original concept and vision for what it is that you want to do. You're going to keep your focus on that, and that will manifest and get you things. But it's a very solar energy, okay? So you have this very male, young, outgoing energy, right? The Magician is solar, whereas the High Priestess is lunar. This is consciousness, this is subconsciousness. So very conscious of things moving in the right direction, even though there can be fears that pop up. It feels to me like you just redirect your energy back to your original vision and purpose, and you just take it step by step by step. Now, in the meantime, though, I do feel like there are blocks for you with this Eight of Swords and the Devil card. Eight of Swords is really stuck energy. It's really, and you do have two eights. You had an eight under here, the Eight of Wands. So it really is kind of stuck energy. It's feeling like your hands are tied, that you can't do anything, and maybe even those small incremental changes that you're trying to make may seem like exercise in futility, because with that Eight of Swords, it is asking you to redirect your energy until the situation turns around in your favor again. Putting too much energy or emphasis behind the struggle will only get you stuck a little bit deeper in the mire. And with that Devil card there, that's things in this case that, they snag, they fall apart, they break, they just aren't going the way you want them to. It, like I said, is sort of like an exercise in futility. Now, the Devil card is codependency. In this case, I don't really feel like it's that in a general way. I feel like it's more just things don't seem to go the way you want them to. Even though you are highly focused, you are putting the work in, you're making those changes. Someone, again, Sagittarius, someone could be difficult. Page of Wands is a fire sign. It is associated with Sagittarius for me. And their motto is, even when I'm wrong, I'm right. So it's because they're highly philosophical, they believe in it deeply, and they do expect everybody else to believe in it as well. But it isn't a very expansive energy. It just can be, they can have a temper. And so with the Devil there, it could be even somebody who is giving you a hard time of putting, and maybe not even consciously, right? Maybe it's unconsciously that they're just putting roadblocks in your way, one way or another. I am going to pull one more for that. Okay. All right, here's a couple of things. Because this is negatively aspected, the Ten of Cups is very much about not seeing things through rose-colored glasses. However, in another deck that I have, which is the Herbal Tarot deck, it's marijuana, it's cannabis. And when I have the devil card with that, that for me is codependency. So you want to be very careful of substance abuse, be it you, which I doubt here, or somebody else. And that's very specific for a couple of people. I don't obviously think that it's for all the Virgos listening. It's also because it is Mars in Pisces. It's fire and water, right? It kind of dampens the spirit a little bit. Um, Mars is very fire, Pisces is water. It doesn't get any more damp than that. Um, it can be shirking your responsibilities, and this may not be you, this may be somebody else. And in a sense, this may be the difficulty that comes up, right? Um, it can be that they don't pull through or they don't come through. Things are not in your hands here. And so it can be in the hands of this Page of Wands type of person. And this, when it's negatively aspected, is definitely shirking your responsibilities. However, on a positive note, for those who aren't in that position, it can just be taking a weekend away. It can be like, okay, I can't make this big travel plan, but, let's go somewhere for a 3-day weekend, or, I'll take an extra day off and, we can do things around the home with the kids, or, I'll leave early on Friday. It's not necessarily shirking your responsibilities as it is saying, I'll just take that extra free day. So it can lean either way, but it is pretty negatively aspected, I will be honest. Okay. It is also the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, so it can mean that in the summer, this looks pretty summery to me, right? At the end of the cycle, number 10, at the end of it all, and we are here at 5, right? Things work out. We do get to meet the people that we love. Family comes together, or, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. But it certainly won't be without its, you worked hard for it. You put in the time and the effort for it. What does Spirit want you to know? Seeking good. Look for the good in your current situation. In a way, I guess that could be the 10 of Cups too, which is rose-colored glasses kind of thing. And I guess that's not always bad. In this case, it is looking for the good in a difficult situation. But like I said, you're the King of Pentacles, the Magician, and the the Eight of Wands. And that is manifestation. The King of Pentacles is master of his physical reality. The Eight of Wands is the Law of Attraction card, and the Magician is manifestation. So you can definitely do it, 100%. But it won't be without its bumps. Okay? All right. Hope this has been helpful, Virgo. Take good care. Talk to you in 2 weeks, and thank you for watching. It's appreciated.